Hi everyone, welcome to Crafting with Julia. I'm Julia and I'm so glad you tuned in today. I get so excited on the third Friday of every month because that means it's Minnie's Challenge time. This is a challenge that's hosted by Corey from Crafted by Corey. The theme this month is winter holidays. After you viewed my video, click on the playlist that's in the description box below, visit each talented crafter and leave them a comment and tell them I sent you. I created 5 DIYs for this project. I created an elf on the shelf, which hangs down off the center post. I created a singing caroler who's standing underneath a lamppost. I created 3 frosted tea lights, 3 pine cone trees, and last but not least, I created a bell and ribbon garland which ties everything together. So leave me a comment because I'd love to know what you think and which one is your favorite. If you enjoy my video, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. I love to get feedback from my viewers. Also, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be notified of all my newly released videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I invite you to join my Facebook group called Crafting with Julia's Creative Community, where you can be part of my crafting family. All of those links are in the description below this video. Let's start by making the base for the caroler. You're going to need some fabric. You're going to need a K-cup or some kind of cup, a wood slice. The cup that I use is a K-cup. I took it from my Keurig, washed it out, and that's what I'm using. You can also use those red Solo cups that you get from Dollar Tree. You're going to start by just putting a little bit of glue around the edge, the bottom edge, and we're going to glue that right to the wood slice. Then you're going to take your fabric, the needle and thread, and we're going to run a stitch around the perimeter of the fabric. Now this is a 9.5-inch circle, so make yourself a template of a 9.5-inch circle and trace that onto your fabric and cut it out. And just take a needle and thread, and you're just going to go around, just going in and out like this, all the way around. And when you pull it through, it gathers. Just keep going all the way around. And then when you get to the end, you're just going to now pull it closed. Just pull that string and pull it closed. And just straighten out the fabric as you're pulling it. Okay? Then you're just going to knot it off. And this is the base piece. This is the bottom of her dress. So we're going to take this and we're going to glue it right to the cup. And you want the opening to be facing you. So we're going to take a little bit of glue, put it on the cup, lay your fabric right over it, And now we're going to glue the rest of it down. So just run some glue around the bottom of the dress. And press that down so that it clings to the cup. Okay, and that is our base for the doll. Okay, that's it. Now you're going to take 3 circles. So I have 3 circles of the same fabric, and you're going to cut an 8 1/4 inch circle, a 7 inch circle, and 4 3/4 inch circle. And I made templates of the circles because I use them a lot, and I already finished 2 of them just to save time. I did 2, and we'll make this one together. So again, you're going to take some needle and thread, and you're just going to go around. Okay, there's our 3 pieces. Now for the collar, we're going to make a collar, and I'm taking some coordinating red felt, and you're going to make an oval. Now I used this template that I got from Creative Memories, but the oval measures 4 1/2 inches by 3 inches. So that's your measurement. So you're going to trace that, cut it out, then you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to cut it. Okay, you're going to end up with 2 pieces, and we're going to grab some needle and thread, and we're going to attach these 2 pieces. So you're going to put it through one end, and again with the same stitch, you're just going to go in and out along the edge there. Just keep going in and out. And then when you get to the end, you're going to grab the other piece without cutting the thread. You're going to grab the other piece and just continue on, because you want them to be together, sewn together. Okay, now you're going to pull that closed so that it all cinches, and just sew it closed. Okay, and then just cut the thread, and there's our collar. Okay, and then we're just going to put that right on the top. So let's glue our pieces down. So we're just going to glue all of these together. And again, you want the opening to be facing you. The flat part gets glued at the bottom. So just lay them on top of each other, from the largest to the smallest. And then you're going to put your collar on. The smallest one is the hat, so you're not going to put that on. We're going to wait until we do the face. So let's put the collar on. Just glue it down onto the second piece. Okay. And then we're going to take the ball. It's a wood ball, a 1-inch wood ball, and that's the face. So we're going to glue that to the collar. like so. And now we're going to make the face. So I'm just going to take black marker and draw little circles for the eyes. And then for the mouth, I'm going to draw an oval so that it looks like she's singing. Okay, like that. Okay, then we're going to grab a little blush and rosy up her cheeks. Okay, and now before we put the hat on, we're going to make her hair. So you're going to take a 5.5 inch piece of cardboard. That's my template. And you're going to take some yarn and you're just going to wrap the yarn around the cardboard about 15 or 20 times. All right, now you're going to glue that to the top of her head. And then at the back of her head, we want to close that up. So we're going to put some glue at the back of her head. And you're just going to grab a little bit of the yarn and press that to the back of the head, and that will close that part up. Then I'm just going to lift the sides and glue it down. Now we're going to glue the hat to her head. Again, the opening is going to be facing you. Just glue that right to the top. And then I'm going to take my little Dollar Tree green pom-pom and glue that to the top of the hat. Okay, now we're going to make her songbook. I downloaded this from the internet. It's Jingle Bells. It's a Jingle Bells music sheet. You can download whatever song you like, and you're just going to cut that into a little songbook. So we're going to fold that in half, and I just eyeball it. There's no exact dimension. Fold that in half, and now we're going to fold that in half. Cut that piece off. And then fold that in half and make it look like a book. And now I just want to glue that piece down. Okay, there's our little songbook. And we're going to glue it to her body. But before we do that, I want to put a bow on. So I'm going to use this green bow that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to glue it underneath her chin. Put it right there. And then I could put the songbook beneath that. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottom. And I'm going to glue it to her dress so that it looks like she's holding a songbook. Okay, now we're ready to put her on the base. So she's just going to go right on top of there. So we're going to put some glue. And we're going to glue it down. And then I'm going to take some Aleene's glitter glue and we're going to put it all around the base. And that's it. Now for the lantern. We're going to start with a wood slice. That's going to be the base. Again, I'm using a K-cup, and like I said, you can use a little medicine cup, you can use a bathroom cup, you can use these solo cups that you get from Dollar Tree, anything that works for you. But this works for me. I cleaned it out, and that's going to be my base. And I'm using a dowel. I believe this is 6 inches. Yeah, it's a 6-inch dowel, and the diameter is 3/4 of an inch. All right, that's going to be the pole for the lamppost. So before we do anything, we want to paint it black, or whatever color you want your lamppost to be. Mine's going to be black. You're also going to need some foam, black foam, if your lamppost is black. I'm using black foam, and you're going to need a 3.5-inch circle as a template. You're going to need a medicine cup. This is the cup that they serve the pills in at the hospital. You can use any cup that works for you, but this is what I had on hand. You can even use the K-cups. It doesn't matter if they're white. You need some pine sprigs. Got these at Dollar Tree. You need some of these things I got from Dollar Tree. You're going to need Snow-Tex. Snow-Tex is from Decal. Love this stuff. And Aleene's Glitter Snow. Okay. Now we're going to paint the K-cup and the dowel. Like I said, I'm using black paint because my lamppost is black. And this is licorice. The color is licorice from Folk Art. I'm just going to dab a little bit. And I'm going to paint it. Okay, so these 2 pieces are now dry, and I'm going to set that aside, and let's concentrate on the glass part of the lamppost. So I am using this cup. This is actually one of the medicine cups that you get in the hospital when they give you medicine. That's what this is. You can use any kind of small cup, small little Dixie cups. You could even use like a white Keurig cup, the K cup, and wash it out, obviously. And you can use the white part. It does not have to be clear. So there are several options on what you can use. Anyway, so that's what I'm using. So I am going to take 2 strips of foam that I cut from my large foam piece. These are just 2 strips, and I measured it out. So I already cut the strips, but I measured it out so that it goes around like that. And we are going to now just glue that on. So taking a little bit of hot glue, I'm going to glue that onto the cup, Bring it all the way around. And just snip that part off. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with the other piece. So I'm just going to glue it right there. Okay, so that's glued on. Now I'm going to take the same cup and I'm just going to trace the top of the cup and cut that out. Okay, and we're going to glue that to the bottom of the cup. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue and we're going to glue that right to the bottom. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take a 3.5-inch circle and I'm going to trace that on the foam. Okay, now we are going to try to find the center. So to do that, I'm going to fold it in half and then fold it in half again and just make a little pinch here so that I know that that's my center. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go all the way to the center. Snip it to the center. Then you want to take it and you want to fold it over like that. And that makes the top of the lantern. Okay, so we're going to take some glue and I'm going to glue that piece right there. Glue that on. And just cut where this overlaps, just to make it even. Okay, and that will be the top of our lantern. Okay, now I'm going to work on the base. So for the base, I'm going to take my wood slice, I'm going to take my K-cup that I painted, and I'm going to make a little hole in the center. So that I can stick the dowel in there. And now I'm going to glue that to the base. Okay, so now that's glued to the base. And now I'm going to take another piece of foam and we're going to twirl it around the top. And then I'm going to take another piece of foam and I'm going to make a smaller twirl on the bottom of that. So I'm just going to go around. Maybe right to there. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the bottom here. I'm just going to go around and just make a little base. Okay, now I'm going to glue that to the top there. Okay, and now we're going to glue this piece on top of that. Okay, and now we're going to embellish it. We're going to take this piece here and I'm just going to start from the bottom and just wrap it all the way around to the top. Then I'm going to take this that I got from Dollar Tree and we're going to wrap that around also. Okay, and then for the top, we're going to make a little holly branch. Then I'm going to take some Aleene's Glitter Snow, and we're going to brush that on. Then I'm going to take some Snow Tex and put that on the bottom. This starts with a 4.5-inch circle of green felt. So I already traced it and cut it out, and now we are going to just stitch around the edge with some thread and just keep going around the edge. Okay, and now before we pull it closed, we're going to stuff it with a little polyfill. And then pull it closed. Now we're going to make 5 large and 5 small little petals. So I made my one petal, and now I am just going to trace them so that they're all the same size. Okay, now we're going to take some white embroidery thread, and you just want to make a stitch up the center. Like that. Okay, and knot them off. Okay, you're going to do that for all of them. Okay, now we're ready to put the petals on. Before we do that, you are going to need 4 pony beads. I am using these from Dollar Tree. They're green ones. You can use red, white, really whatever you have. These are for the arms and the legs. So we're going to start by putting the petals on. Okay, and before we put the 5th one on, we're going to put the arms on. So we're going to thread the bead. We're going to glue that onto there, and this is going to be the arms. Okay, and then we're going to add the last leaf right on top of that. Okay, and then we're going to put our smaller leaves on top. Now we're going to make the feet. So we're going to thread the beads. We're going to thread one on. And then we're going to sew it through the bottom. And then thread the other one on. Now using a 1-inch wooden ball, we're going to make the face. So I'm going to take my micron marker, and I'm just going to draw some eyes. and take a little blush. And then using white acrylic paint, I'm just going to dot the eyes. Okay. I'm going to set him down to dry. And now using a heart stencil, I'm going to draw a heart. And cut that out. Okay, and now I'm going to glue that together like that. Okay, and that is his hat. Okay, and then glue the head onto the body. I have a little pom-pom to put on the top of the hat. Okay, now we're going to take a little yarn and make a little bow for him. So I'm going to double it and make a little bow. And now I'm just going to make a little holly leaf. Okay, let's finish our elf on the shelf. So we're going to make the little shelf that he's going to sit on. So I just got a piece of wood and I cut it into it is 3 inches by 1.5 inches. And then I got this vine twine on Amazon. It comes in a whole bunch like that. So I cut it to the size that I want, and we're just going to glue it to the bottom of the piece of wood because I think the glue will stay because he's not heavy. So we'll just glue that on. But first, I think he needs some hair because I was looking at his face and I'm not really happy with the way that turned out. So I want to give him some hair. So this is really an afterthought. So I'm not really sure how this is really going to come out, but with a brown marker, I'm just going to draw some hair. Okay, so I think his face looks a little better like that. Okay, now moving on, we're going to glue this to the bottom here. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue, put it right there, and let's glue that on. Okay, and now we're going to glue him onto there as if he's sitting on a shelf. Okay, and there's our little elf on the shelf. Now for this project, you're going to need 3 wood slices. I got these from Amazon. You're going to need some pine cones, and I got this. This is from the Bloom holiday picks that I got, I believe, at Joann's last year on clearance. And then you're going to need some stars. So this was perfect because I have the pine cones and the stars on this. You're going to need some cinnamon sticks, and you're going to need Aleene's glitter snow, which I love. So let's get started. We are going to clip off the pine cones. First, we're going to cut the cinnamon sticks, and I am going to use my miter shears to do that. So I'm just going to take a little bit off. That's still not enough. Yeah, that's the way. Okay, so using that as my measurement, okay, so I'm going to take the stick and glue it to the base. Then I'm going to take my pine cone and glue it to the stick. Okay, and then I'm going to take the star and glue that to the top. Okay, so there's one. Okay, then I'm going to take Aleene's glitter glue with a little paintbrush, and we're going to frost up the edges. Then I have these little things that I got from Dollar Tree. So I am just going to snip off some branches and glue them onto the wood base, just for a little color. I am really loving working with Waterslide decals. The product I use is from, I forget, a Hayes Paper Company. But I think there's another one called Hippo. There's a few of them out there, but the one I'm using is the Hayes Paper Company Inkjet Waterslide decal paper. I just love this stuff. It's better than decoupage. So what you do is you create and print your own design. So I got these cute little images off of Pinterest. So I downloaded them onto my Word document, and then I printed it out on that decal paper. Then after you print it out on the decal paper, you want to seal it. So you got to use an acrylic sealer. So I sprayed it, and then now I cut out the design already. I cut that out. And what you do is you submerge it into water, and you will see that it curls up. So you're going to leave it in there for 30 to 60 seconds, and then the backing will slide off very easily, and that's how you remove the decal. So I'm going to let that sit for a little while. And so the little glass jars that I'm using are from We O-U-I, We Yogurt. They're cute little glass cups. So that's what I'm using. So I cleaned off the label real nice, and so I use these weights to lay my glass down so it doesn't move. And you'll see that when, actually I'm going to put them all in so that they are ready. So I'm going to take this one out, and you will see now I'm going to position it on my glass the way I want to see it, right? And then you're going to hold one end, and you're just going to pull the backing. See how that slides? It slides right out. You're going to do it very slowly so that you don't get any wrinkles. Okay, and then just smooth out. See, I got a little wrinkle in there, but you're going to smooth that out. And now we're going to let that dry. See how pretty that looks? Okay, let's do the next one. So I'm going to take my glass. I'm going to take the decal. I'm going to put it where I want it to see it, like that. Hold the one end and just slide the paper out. So cute. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry. So now after they dried, I brought them into my spray painting room and I sprayed them with this Krylon Glitter Blast. I found this stuff, which I was originally going to put Mod Podge on it and sprinkle glitter all over it. But as you know, that glitter gets everywhere, and it never, even if you seal it, sometimes you touch it or you put it on something and the glitter falls off. Anyway, I found this stuff. This is great. This acts like glitter, but it's spray paint. So you spray it right onto the glass, and look how pretty that is. This is great stuff. So there are my 3 little tea lights. For this garland, I am using all Dollar Tree items. The ribbon is from Dollar Tree, the bells are from Dollar Tree, and the rope is from Dollar Tree. I always like to put garlands on my tiered trays, but I did the beaded garland the last 2 times, so I wanted to do something different. So I got the rope, and these are the bells that come from Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it around the rope. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to tie the ribbons to the rope. So I cut my ribbons already, and I cut them in 8-inch pieces, and I just cut 5 of each. I think that's going to be enough. If it's not, I can always cut more. But I don't want it to be a long garland. So I'm going to tie this off now in a knot. Okay, and now I am going to just take my ribbons and tie them in bows. So I'm just going to take it between the bells, and just tie it in a knot. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again real soon. Happy crafting!